Does coffee really help you live longer? Or is that just wishful thinking brewed up by tired optimists? Surprisingly, a growing body of human studies suggests that your morning ritual might be doing more than just keeping you awake. It might actually be extending your life. Over the past 2 decades, large-scale epidemiological studies have consistently found that moderate coffee consumption is associated with lower all-cause mortality. That's science speak for. People who drink coffee regularly tend to live longer, on average, than those who don't, regardless of whether the coffee contains caffeine. One of the most influential studies was conducted using data from the NIH Diet and Health Study, which tracked over 400,000 participants for more than a decade. The researchers found that people who drank 2 to 4 cups of coffee per day had a 10 to 15% lower risk of death from any cause compared to non-drinkers. The protective effect was observed for both caffeinated and decaffeinated coffee, suggesting that the benefits go beyond just caffeine. Another key player in this story is the UK Biobank, a massive health database that includes genetic and lifestyle data from over 500,000 people. In a 2018 study, researchers found that coffee drinkers, regardless of whether they were fast or slow metabolizers of caffeine, had lower mortality rates, reinforcing the idea that coffee's benefits aren't solely due to its stimulant effect. Even those drinking up to 8 cups a day showed no increase in mortality risk, and in some cases, a continued decrease. And it's not just about living longer, it's about staying healthier while doing it. Numerous studies have shown that moderate coffee consumption is linked to a reduced risk of several major chronic diseases, including type 2 diabetes. Regular coffee drinkers have up to a 30 to 40% lower risk, possibly due to improved insulin sensitivity and anti-inflammatory effects. Liver disease. Coffee appears particularly protective against liver cirrhosis and hepatocellular carcinoma, liver cancer, even in high-risk groups like those with hepatitis or alcohol-related liver damage. Cardiovascular disease. While high doses of caffeine can raise blood pressure in the short term, moderate coffee intake is associated with reduced risk of stroke, heart failure, and coronary artery disease. Neurodegenerative diseases. Long-term coffee drinkers tend to have lower risk of Alzheimer's and Parkinson's, possibly due to caffeine's neuroprotective properties and its ability to reduce brain inflammation. Of course, these are observational studies, not controlled experiments. That means we can't say definitively that coffee causes people to live longer, just that coffee drinkers tend to live longer, even when researchers control for confounding variables like smoking, diet, and physical activity. The consistency of the findings across multiple populations and study designs, however, strengthens the case for a real protective effect. Mechanistically, coffee is rich in bioactive compounds, including polyphenol like chlorogenic acid, which have antioxidant and anti-inflammatory properties. These compounds may help reduce oxidative stress, improve vascular function, and support metabolic health. Caffeine itself has been shown to activate cellular pathways linked to longevity, including EMPK activation and mild mTOR inhibition, both of which mimic the beneficial effects of fasting and exercise at the molecular level. So, what's the takeaway? While no beverage is a substitute for a balanced lifestyle, coffee, when consumed in moderation, typically 2 to 4 cups per day, is consistently associated with lower risk of death and major chronic diseases. Black coffee, without sugar or heavy cream, seems to be the most beneficial. In other words, yes, coffee might really help you live longer. And better yet, you don't need to suffer through celery juice or extreme diets to get the benefit. Just keep brewing.